Hello minions. We just got done showing you basics on mesh stenciling, and now we're gonna mesh stencil on a cake. This, again, mesh stencil, which allows for a lot more detail than a traditional acrylic stencil. So you can see all these little pieces in here. If it was an acrylic stencil, it would just fall out. So this lets us get really intricate patterns. It's a great way to do cakes fast and impressive and wonderful and easy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you how we do it right on a cake. So if you haven't watched the first video, go back and watch the mesh stenciling basics so you know what we made our royal icing out of. Now we're just going to take the mesh stencil, and I'm going to take just normal masking tape, tape a piece of parchment paper onto the edge. This is just so that we don't have to stick pins in our cake. So it's just a little piece of parchment, and we're going to stretch the stencil around the tier. Super tight. So this is secured just with tape. It's pulled nice and tight, and we're just going to spread black royal icing over it. Now, with a bigger stencil like this, this is the reason why I put piping gel into the royal, is because it's gonna, by the time I get all the way over on this side and get it all smoothed out, there's a good chance that the royal icing on this side would have dried, and then it would pull away with the stencil. So we put the piping gel in there. That gives us a little more time before the royal icing dries and clogs stencils. It just gives it a nice consistency too. For spreading. This is our ginormous icing smoother, and we're gonna take off all the excess royal. So you don't want any thickness to the royal. You're basically just staining the fondant underneath. Well, now I'm gonna come back in a minute once we let this dry, and I'm gonna show you how to connect the back here. Okay, so we just mesh stenciled this, and it's pretty, but it's got a naked back. So, sorry little guy. We're gonna tape a little bit of parchment onto here so we can wrap it around the cake. And hold it tight. And then we're gonna carefully line this up on this side. So you can see where it's going to line up. So make sure your stencil is clean and completely dry before you do the second stenciling. And then we're going to do the same thing we did before. Now it's covered, and we're just going to undo, and you'll be able to see this is where we started. So that's seamless. That's all finished up. Yay! See, your butt's not hanging out anymore, little guy. And that's all done.